and good morning.
All right. So, good morning, everyone. How's the Josh?
Hi,
Hi,
sir.
Hi,
sir.
sir.
Excellent. So, welcome everyone to this meeting number 74 of Mumbai Speakers Toastmasters Club. I'm Vishal Mehta, just stand in Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. I would like to begin by stating the mission of a Toastmasters Club. We provide supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Now, I would like to mention the three ground rules that we follow in Toastmasters Club meeting. Kindly switch off or put your phone in the silent mode. Refrain from talking about three taboo topics: politics, religion, or sex. And lastly, please do not crosstalk while in the meeting. Now, since we are in the online Zoom meeting environment, there are a few instructions that we need to follow. All the speakers and role bearers are requested not to prefix their role to their names if they have not already done so that it's easy to identify them. All speakers are requested to do a quick audio and video check before they start their speech. I also request the speakers to confirm that they can see the timer cards before they start their speech. I would request you not to type in the chat box when the speaker is speaking, as it may disturb the speaker. You can use the private chat to provide any feedback. Do not click on the share screen button unless your speech or role requires you to do so. You can display a high five or namaste while taking over or leaving from a role. You can connect with me for any technical glitch. I'm also the Zoom master for today's meeting. This meeting is being recorded. In case you have any reservations on your speech being recorded, please let us know and we will pause the recording. There are a couple of ways to give applause. If your video is on, you can clap like this, or you can use the reaction button on your Zoom screen and click the clap icon. Today, we have a very exciting session lined up, so let's get started. Now, it's time to welcome the presiding officer of the day, which is yours truly. So I'm handing over to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Vishal. Over to you, Toastmaster Vishal. Thank you, Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Vishal. So I would like to welcome everyone to this wonderful meeting. And I know this weekend has been a bit hot. I would say, like till yesterday, I was out and it was like really so humid. I was literally sweating like crazy. And this morning, the rains were pouring like anything, and there was like so much of thunder as well. I literally wondered what is going on. Actually, this reminded me like a few months back, I'd gone on a little break, and I would like to share a bit of that in my note today. It was a holiday. I'd gone to a place in Maharashtra called Tarkali. Some of you might have heard or even visited the place. It was really beautiful. The beaches were so clean. And as a matter of fact, let me just quickly share my screen with you so that I can share something that I can show you guys. So just give me 1 second and let me know when you can see my screen.
We can see your screen now.
Okay. Just give me 1 second. There are a few people waiting in the meeting room. Let me say admit, admit, admit. Okay. All right. So, I mean, as you can see, it's like beautiful beach, like so clean, and it's hardly people visit there. And we were really surprised that, how come this beach is left out, but it turns out it's a tourist attraction. It's really known for place where, like, you can do a lot of water sport activities. As you can see, like, we did a bit of jet ski, then there was parasailing, and we also did a bit of scuba diving as well, of course, under some supervision. But before this quick break, I had like a really tough time, at work. I was like juggling quite a few things and really getting stressed out. And this weekend getaway was the perfect recipe for me to kind of get myself out of that uh, clutter and really declutter myself. And I think everyone should really take a break once in a while to just kind of go on an adventure. And believe me, once you come back, your mind is a lot clearer, and some of the things that you really get stuck upon, you will be able to get like really good ideas and able to solve problems, be it personal or professional. So uh, with that, I will stop sharing my screen and we will just quickly go around the room to see if we have any guests. So I see we have guests, Revati.
Hi.
Hi Revati, are you able to hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, hi. So Revati, if you would like to introduce yourself and tell us what brings you to Toastmasters.
Yeah. Hi. I am Revati Patil. I am working in Wipro as of now, and I
Okay.
really want to improve my communication and overall personality. Like I'm like I will be joining MBA from I think so next 2-3 months.
Oh, great.
That's why.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing back, Revati, and welcome to this meeting. Hope you really have enjoy yourself in this meeting, and we'll definitely circle back to you at the end for your feedback.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next, I see we have guest Tanuja. Hi, Tanuja. If you could introduce yourself and let us know what brings you to Toastmasters.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Tanuja, a chartered accountant by profession, into practice since 2017. Now I'm upskilling myself in a lot of life skills. I've completed my master's NLP, and that's how I learned that about I learned about Toastmasters recently, that if I have to get into consulting or course launch or whatever, so I'll need the backup of being a good public speaker. So that's how I'm a part of Toastmasters now. And I was also evaluating between Borivali and Andheri club to join, because I stay at JVLR. But I concluded that it's almost the same. It's just that the distance is was quite a bit for me for joining Borivali. Then I finally decided to join Borivali club because I found the connection. Uh, uh, so that's how I am a part of Borivali club now.
Okay, great. Yep,
And
great.
I'm waiting to learn a lot from this group. Whatever I am today, I'm looking at a 2.0 version of myself in next 1 year.
Oh,
Thank you.
fantastic. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. And you will definitely see 2.0, 3.0 and all sorts of versions. Just need to
Yeah.
make sure you become a member and then regularly attend the meetings.
Yes,
But thank
yes.
you so much for
Thank
sharing your inputs.
thank you.
Okay. The next I see is guest Ajay.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes, Ajay, we can hear you. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, great.
So, like,
Yes,
I
you can.
have been looking forward to, join Toastmasters. And, I live in Sion. I studied in Pune. I worked in Hyderabad. So, like, I had a stint with Toastmasters. I had, been a guest 3 years ago in one of the sessions. And since at that particular point of time, I was, struggling a bit, in my professional life. So I couldn't, settle down on one thing and, continue my Toastmasters journey. But now that I have, settled in advertising and, I want to improve myself, my personality as well as, speaking in public, I thought of, looking forward to join Toastmasters and, continue my journey from here. So I live in Sion. I have, contacted Mr. Narayan. So I got in touch with Harsh from there. So I know it would be, quite difficult for me to travel all the way from Sion to Borivali. But, I haven't been to Borivali because I am always on this side of Bombay. So, exploring a new place as well as people from the other side would be a new thing for me. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, great. Thanks, Ajay, for sharing things about you. And yeah, I mean, Sign is a slightly far off, but so far we are doing pretty much doing meetings in the online environment. We're trying to meet like once in a month, which we did last month, and this month also we're planning. Hopefully, in the next upcoming Sunday, it should be a physical, but we're still working out on the other logistics and bits. So we'll keep everyone posted on that. So welcome to
Right.
you as well. I think I
Thank
did
you.
see one more guest. I think it's
We
was
have
it?
guest Akash.
Yes. Hi
Hi,
Akash, how are you doing? What brings you
hi,
to Toastmasters?
I'm well. Thank you so much. So this is actually my second meeting, so some of you may already know me. For those who don't, I'm professionally, I'm actually working with MSCI in the client service role, and the idea is to just, upscale myself in public speaking and in the presentation skills to be very specific. So yeah, I think my aunt told me about this platform, and the first meeting was really useful. So I just thought I'll just attend another one and then decide which pathway to go for.
Okay, fantastic. Thanks, Akshay, for sharing that. Uh, and all the guests, we request everyone to stay throughout the meeting. Hope you all have a joyful experience, and we will circle back to you at the end just to understand what you thought about this meeting and to gather your feedback as well. All right. So with this, we shall get started with the meeting. And as already mentioned, we have a very exciting theme lined up today. And I'm quite sure that everyone will be able to relate with this theme, and they will have a lot of things to share. And I'm expecting this to be a very interactive and fun meeting as well. So with that, I would like to welcome the Toastmaster of the day. So so just give me just 1 second. So yes, I mean, today's Toastmaster of the day needs no introduction really. He's one of our most versatile members that we have in our club today. Actually, a versatile speaker. He can speak like, in different genres, as you can put it. Is extremely charismatic, extremely confident, and a wonderful human being. So with a huge round of applause, let's welcome the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Joy. The stage is all yours, Toastmaster Joy.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vishal. Thank you for sharing all those kind words about me. I'll need you to go ahead and give me that introduction slip so I can pass it to all the others as well.
Surely.
Right. So, good morning, everyone. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. I'd just like to go ahead and start with, what I was doing this morning. And I'm sure you'd be surprised. I was doing the household chores on a Sunday morning. Can you imagine that? I was doing that because my house help is on leave on account of Ganesh Chaturthi. Yeah, so she's gone to Ratnagiri with her husband and kids. And during Diwali, she's going to take another leave to go to Nashik to her brother's place. And then come New Year, she's going to take another leave to go to Alibag. Yeah, and when she shared this very elaborate plan with us, this is what we thought, okay? That our house help is more sorted than any of us. Right? I mean, for one, she makes far less money than any of us, but she's able to go out and stretch that money to cover all her household expenses, plus, also manage those travels through the year. She's able to go ahead and have a very elaborate plan for herself. She's still able to go out and stay connected with her family and friends, and she's still able to lead a very, very happy life. Yeah, on the other hand, look at us. Yeah, we never have enough money, right? We don't have time for our family and friends. We keep chasing happiness, and our lives are one big hot chocolate fudge, for want of a better word. Anyway, so the big question is, our house help, is she the one working for us, or are we the one working for her? And that question needs a little bit of reflection. So there are two kinds of people in this world. There are those who travel to work, and those who work to travel. Right, so you see, travel in itself is an education, and while jobs will fill your pockets, it is the adventures that will fill your soul. Right, so here's what I plan to do in this particular session today, okay? I want to go ahead and spend some time with all of you reminiscing over some of our fondest memories, the memories that come from our travels, right? Okay, so here's what I need you all to do. I need to know, firstly, where have you been, which corners of the country, which corners of the world. So what I'm going to do right now, and I need you all to go ahead and look into your chat window, okay? I'm going to be dropping a link. And this link is for a tool called Padlet. So it's a tool or an app, whatever you want to call it. So in your chat window, what you see now is a link. Now I need everyone to go ahead and click on that link, please, and wait for my instructions. Okay, so click on the link. It'll take you to a new window, which is the Padlet window. And on the top right-hand corner, you see a small alien icon. I need you to sign in first, because when you sign in is when I'll be able to see your names, okay? So the top right-hand corner, just sign in with Google, because that's the fastest way. Yeah, so you'll see a few options, sign in with Google. And after you sign in, right, you'll get a few options, telling you about the different packages. So just read the expensive packages and then do what all Indians do, which is click on the free one. Yeah, which is going to be right at the bottom. Okay, now after you've done that, can I get a thumbs up if all of you have done this much? Yeah, which is sign in and click on the free link. Okay, super. All right, so I see one thumbs up. I guess the others.
We did it.
Got it? Okay, now you will see a plus sign, which is like in a pink circle on the bottom right-hand corner. Do you all see that? I need you to click on that. A plus sign on the bottom right-hand corner in a pink circle. And that will take you to another small little pop-up window where you have to go ahead and type the place that you've been to, okay? The place that you've been to. So if you've been to Argentina, just go ahead and write Argentina. When you hit enter, you'll see a drop down, and then you can just select from the drop down, which is the place that you've been to. And then on the, again, you'll be able to see publish. So I need you to publish. I need you to publish these places. So you can always enter more than one place. So if you've been to more than one place, anywhere in India or anywhere in the world. Okay. So what I'm going to do right now is share my screen so that you guys are able to go ahead and see what is happening right now. Wow. Awesome.
We
Okay,
can
so,
publish, we can publish multiple places, right?
Yes, absolutely. Go ahead and do that. So what I'm noticing right now is somebody has, okay, somebody has been to Texas. Ashwin.
Yes.
You've been to Texas.
Yeah.
Tell us more.
So I was yeah, so Texas is like everything is large in Texas. It's a big state in US. It's towards the south and it's central, right? Central of US. I was working there as a software engineer for more than 3 years.
Oh, that would have been amazing, isn't it? Working at a place like that, yeah?
Yeah. So it's
okay.
like if you work in IT field, then most of the time you get sponsored vacation, right? You get
Okay, I hope you were able to get some time out of that sponsored vacation to actually go ahead and see Texas.
Yeah, I lived there for 3 years, so I'm.
That's plenty of time.
Right.
Okay, and we have Akash who's been to Paris. Akash, tell us more about that, please. I mean, somebody told me you can never go wrong with Paris. Is that true?
Yes. So actually, it was a work trip, and I've been to Paris twice. So in my first trip, someone actually, one of my friends gave me a list of places to visit that included restaurants, small eateries, and pubs, and everything. So that was a great experience. So every night after work, I used to just roam around. I used to pick a place. I just used to go there. I had reimbursement up to $100 or so. So I used to really spend a lot. My breakfast was covered in the hotel. So I really enjoyed the whole culinary experience over there. There are a few places which not many people know. So there's this Tower Montparnasse, which is the highest building in Paris. and you have amazing views from the top of that. So you can see the Eiffel, and then towards the evening when everything when the lights are out, the whole Eiffel Tower. They also lit the whole Eiffel Tower, and the colors change. It's really amazing in Paris there. I did not get a chance to go to any other places from there. In my second trip, I actually went to Amsterdam as well, just a weekend trip.
Wow, so two of the most exotic places, man. We'd love to hear more about that. So we'll come back to you a little later, and you can also tell us about that exotic cuisines that you've had there. Okay, but thank you for sharing that. I'm going to go ahead and check. Somebody's been to Kyrgyzstan. Who's that? Sorry, I'm not able to go ahead and click on that exact pin. So do we have somebody who's been to Kyrgyzstan?
Actually, I think that's Srinagar.
Shreyans, is it? Shreyans? Is that
No,
you?
I think that's place is Srinagar.
Okay, all right. So sorry, my bad. I think I went ahead and clicked on the wrong one. Okay, Vishal Mehta, Leh.
Yes.
Tell us more. So this is the same place where you have the climax scene of Three Idiots, right? That same Pongyang Lake, whatever that is called.
Correct. So this was
Okay.
like way back in 2013. Went with my best friend. We rented a motorbike for 10 days. After going to Leh, we were not like crazy enough to go on a motorbike from here to Leh. But yeah, I mean, it was really a lifetime adventure. We just, to be very honest, as you mentioned, Joy, Three Idiots, we had that picture of like, wonderful roads and everything. But when we went there, what we saw, the terrain was totally different. We had all sorts of things, bike breaking down, punctured bikes. We met with a minor accident and everything. But luckily, I'm like alive and we came back somehow to Mumbai. So that was one crazy trip.
Amazing. I hope you have some pictures. We're going to use some of that, okay?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, and Shreyans, Abu Dhabi, was that recent?
No, it was in 2013.
Okay, long time. What were you doing there?
Yeah, it was very cool. I visited mosque there, and of course the Ferrari World, which is best. It's awesome. There, the roller coaster, it is insane. Means it goes so fast, and it was a fun experience there. And it was my first time visiting a mosque, and that mosque was fully centralized AC, and it was amazing.
Okay, lovely, awesome. So I would love to actually go through all of these locations, but we will not be able to do that. But we'll go ahead and keep talking about all of these stories that you carry from your travels in a while. Okay. Another quick question that I have for you all is, just before I have to travel, right? I have these feelings. Okay, and we all have mixed feelings, right? So some of us, we are a little anxious. Yeah, some of us have a whole lot of anticipation. Some of us are very, very excited, right? So I just quickly want to know, how do you feel just before you are ready to go ahead and start that travel? Okay, and for that, again, I'm going to go ahead and share another link, and the instructions are going to be slightly different for this particular link. Okay, so coming back to your chat window, I need you to first close that window. Okay, the window with the map, need you all to close that. There's another second link. Can you all go ahead and click on that link, please? Click the link from your chat window, and this will again take you to another Padlet. Okay, let me go ahead and share my screen one more time. Okay. Now when you go ahead and click on the plus sign, right? When you click on the plus sign, you will see 5 icons. I need you to click on the 4th icon, okay? Click on icon number 4. And when you click on icon number 4, I need you to select GIF, GIF, whatever you pronounce, GIF. And then on the top, just go ahead and write down, how do you feel? Do you feel excited? Do you feel tense? Are you worried? Okay, and when you do that, you will be able to go ahead and see a few GIF options. Okay, and I need you to pick the one that closely resonates with how you feel, okay? And then publish it. Okay, Vishal is fast. Let's see, what did he come up with? It's still uploading. So depending on your network speed, okay, this might take a while, but Okay, Akshay is saying excited. I don't see a picture. He's just put a text. Okay, great. Shreyans, oh, I like how you feel, man. Okay, the others, okay, who have already gone ahead and posted, how you feel. I need you to go ahead and share your reaction. So you will see a heart icon under every GIF. Yeah, I need you to go ahead and click on that. And the one with the most votes, we'll go ahead and get them to share or tell us more about their feelings, okay? So, who is this? Abhimanyu Gupta. Abhimanyu Gupta, can you tell us more about this feeling, please?
It's just a relaxing feeling.
Sloth?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a relaxing feeling, the next day you are not supposed to go to work, you are not supposed to face your boss. It's just, yeah, that's wonderful. So this is
amazing.
that
amazing.
kind of feeling.
That's a good one, yeah? Okay, so Harsh Mehta says, I forgot. What did you forget, buddy? Harsh, Toastmaster Harsh?
Basically, generally, before the travel, when you're packing everything and you're just almost leaving, you always have that one thing in mind. You might have definitely forgotten something. So that is literally my last 1 hour before flight. I just keep thinking that one thing. I might have definitely forgotten something till I board the flight. That always happens with me.
Okay, it's the same feeling that my wife goes through. So either she's forgotten to lock the door or she's forgotten something on the burner. But yeah, I can relate to that. Great, thank you. So Tanuja, Toastmaster Tanuja, I see you have Jennifer Aniston jumping all over. Is that how you feel? Can you tell us more, please? Toastmaster Tanuja?
Yeah, hi. So basically, yeah. So whenever we are leaving for the trip, right? So that's the feeling. So I feel very, very excited and very happy that everything is already ready, set, and we are going for a trip. The trip which after working for so hard for so many months or maybe for the entire year, and then we are going for a much awaited trip. So that's the excitement that I always have.
Okay, that's nice. Jumping in excitement.
Yes.
Fantastic. All right, so Sikandar Singh, that's a pretty interesting GIF you have selected. Is that what you like to do? Just laze around?
Yeah. So it's all about travel with the relaxation part. So it's it's to rejuvenate yourself. So yeah.
Okay, that's nice. All right, cool. Thank you. We'll just go ahead and pick one more, which is slightly confusing to me. So Ajay, can you tell us more about that GIF? What does that mean? You look worried.
Yeah, so actually this was my first trip to North India. So all the places that I've been to is, to South India. So I was a bit worried and this was my solo trip. So I thought of not contacting any of my friends because I have friends who live in, Nagaland, Assam, Meghalaya. So I didn't contact anyone. I booked a ticket. I booked a general class ticket and I traveled 3 days in the train, went to Guwahati. And then, I stayed at some place over there. I stayed at a, basically an NGO wherein they, board people who come from other places, from other states who want to travel to Northeast India. So I stayed over there and I was a bit uncomfortable. So, I contacted anyways. I ended up contacting my friend and I, moved to his place. So it was quite a worrisome experience because this was, after me quitting my job and, directly without any plan, booking a ticket and, directly heading towards a place that I'm not even aware of. So yeah, I was worried.
Wow, that takes some guts, man. I'd like to go ahead and do that someday. Okay, some inspiration there. Great. Thank you so much for sharing your feelings, guys. So we'll come back to all of this. We'll do more of this a little later, but we have a meeting to get back to. So going ahead with this particular meeting format that we have. So we have 3 different parts to this meeting. The first part is, of course, the prepared speeches, and we have a couple of speeches today. The second part is the table topics round. So we are going to have a very interesting table topics round, and each one of you is encouraged to go ahead and participate in the table topics round. The final session is, of course, the feedback session, because that's where the improvement comes in, right? So we have a couple of our very accomplished evaluators go ahead and give us the feedback to the speakers firstly, and then give us the feedback for the entire meeting. So that's the entire format. Now, to help us with this entire meeting, we have a very capable crew, which is also known as the tag team. Okay, so we have the timer, our counter, and the grammarian. So starting with the timer, I have Toastmaster Abhimanyu. And Toastmaster Abhimanyu apparently travels because he likes to take a break every once in a while, break from the routine. And it's also a form of detox for him. That's what he went ahead and told me. But he's got a very enthralling experience to go ahead and share about one of his recent travels to Cherrapunji. So let's hear it from the horse's mouth. Toastmaster Abhimanyu, could you tell us more about that enthralling experience, please?
Thank you, Joy, and good morning to all of you. So yeah, in 2020, I went to Cherrapunji, and it was a different kind of experience for me. I didn't feel something like that before, because the vibe in Northeast is very different from the rest of the India. The music, the cuisine, the culture, the people, they are very different. They're very down to earth. And so there's a place called Rainbow Fall. It takes around 5 hours to trek there. And so when I reached Rainbow Fall, I just saw it and I started crying. I don't know why. I am not the kind of guy who cries normally. I have dry eyes actually. So I don't know what I felt there, but it was so overwhelming, and it was so amazing just seeing that and experiencing all the beauty. So yeah, it was one of a kind of experience for me. So there's a famous quote from a French novelist, Gustave Flaubert, that traveling makes you modest. It makes you feel what a tiny place you occupy in the world. So it was exactly that kind of feeling for me.
Wow, that's amazing. Wonderful. Reminds me of that scene where Hrithik Roshan, after having done that scuba diving in Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, he's just trying to go ahead and connect with himself. Yeah, that's the kind of feeling you must have probably got. Yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay, lovely. All right. So can I now request you, Toastmaster Abhimanyu, to kindly share the timer guidelines for this meeting, please?
Yeah, sure. So as timer, I will be helping the speakers to express their thoughts within the allotted time limits. I will time the prepared speeches, the table topics, and the speech evaluation. To help me with my duties, I have a set of 3 cards. I'll be using the physical cards, the green card, which is actually blue because I couldn't get the green card. So please assume it as a green. It will indicate the qualifying time. The yellow card will indicate the target time, and the red card indicates the maximum time. So for prepared speeches, for prepared speeches, the timing is 5 to 7 minutes. I'll show the green card at 5 minutes, the yellow card at 6 minutes, and the red card at 7 minutes. For prepared speeches, the grace period is 30 seconds on either side of the time limit. I'll share my report once called upon by the Toastmaster of the day. For table topic, each speaker is encouraged to speak for about 1 to 2 minutes. I'll show the green card at 1 minute, the yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and the red card at 2 minutes. The grace period is 30 seconds, but only on the upper side of the time limit. And for speech evaluation part, the evaluators have 2 to 3 minutes. I'll show the green card at 2 minutes, the yellow card at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and the red card at 3 minutes. The grace period is same as the prepared speeches, 30 seconds on the either side of the time limit. I'll share my report once called upon by the journal evaluator. So yeah, all the best to all the speakers, and over to you, Toastmaster Joy.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Abhimanyu. And I'm hoping that you have a similar experience after hearing, our prepared speeches. We are filled with tears. Hopefully, those joyful tears. All right. So thank you so much again. And coming up next is, the R counter, and doing that role today, we have Toastmaster Brajesh. Toastmaster Brajesh apparently is not much of a traveler, and one of the fondest experience memory that he has is actually from river rafting in Rishikesh. So Toastmaster Brajesh, over to you. Tell us more about that experience, please.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Toastmaster Joy. Yeah, so the river rafting experience, this is almost 10 years back, sometime in 2012, as part of college ID, we went to Rishikesh, and I got to experience river rafting for the first time, and that was also a first-hand experience of adventure sports. And we just enjoyed it. I mean, it was first week of January, the freezing climate in North India, and you are river rafting in a very clean, beautiful Ganga river. It was awesome. Honestly, describing it in words is an injustice to the feeling. Some things are not describable in words. You just experience it.
I am quite sure about that. Yes, and I would definitely agree. By the way, why didn't you ever go back or have a similar experience?
So I've been to multiple places, but I don't travel around very frequently. Next, we went to Goa, and so few of our friends, we decided to actually go and enjoy the Dudhsagar Falls. We went there and we enjoyed it. Again, that was an awesome experience. In my bucket list, I actually want to travel in train and also get that view of Dudhsagar, So we went there at the falls, but wanted to travel through the train and experience it. I hope they start a Vista Dome train, so that you get that experience.
Sure, absolutely. We're all looking forward to that. Thank you for sharing that, Toastmaster British. Now over to you for the counter guidelines, please.
Yeah, sure. So hello everyone. Before I begin with the guidelines, Joy, good set of background you have. All you need is passport. Go and explore it. So yeah, that's very good. Coming back to my.
In fact, just to interrupt, I'm just writing down all your background, Joy.
Okay.
Yeah. So coming back to the counter role guidelines. So my role as counter is to record unnecessary sounds used by speakers and role bearers. They include crutch words like filler words like but, so, okay, filler phrases, and so on, or extremely long pauses. Crutch words or filler sounds, they obstruct the smooth flow of speech. They can be annoying to listeners and at the same time decrease the value of speech. Therefore, as our counter, my role is to record and make the speaker aware about them so that they can minimize the use of these words in future. I'm not sure how the video got logged off. At the end of session, I'll present my R counter report when called upon by general evaluator. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Joy.
Thank you, Toastmaster Brajesh. And finally, to complete the crew, we have our grammarian who's going to help us mind our language. So what if we are traveling? Yeah. All right. And for that, we have Toastmaster Sikandar Singh. Apparently, Toastmaster Sikandar did not want to reveal anything as far as his travels are concerned. So we'll have to go ahead and again ask him directly. So tell us more about your travels, Sikandar.
Yeah. So thank you, Toastmaster Joy, for the introduction, and greetings to all fellow Toastmasters and my dear friends. And to be honest, I've been sort of not a very much traveler, but I've been a virtual traveler. So through the last 2 years, I've been exploring the world through the eyes of the YouTube. So that's something I've been doing. But of late, I have a lot of things in my bucket list to cover. So yeah, as things have been opened up, so I'm started. Mumbai is one place where I've started with my exploration, and going forward, I'll be exploring a lot of the parts of India, being the Middle East and the other parts. I've been to Bangalore, which was very mesmerizing experience for me, and being to the Nandi Hills and time of morning time. So if you go to Nandi Hills at a morning time at 4:30, it's mesmerizing. And what we had a good experience was that it started drizzling. So in a drizzle environment, it becomes even more
special,
charismatic. Yeah. So that would be
Super awesome. Actually, because of COVID, we all did that virtual travel for the last 2 years. In fact, my virtual travel was, one day I'm working from my living room, the next day I'm working from my bedroom. Sometimes I'm even working from my kitchen. Okay, but thank you for sharing that. Can you go ahead and please share your guidelines, the grammarian guidelines for the day, please?
Sure, Toastmaster Joy. So as a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listen carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any not to use usage of the English language as well as good examples of it. So as grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. So just give me a second to share my screen. So the word of the day is rejuvenate. So the meaning for that is give new energy or vigor to revitalize. And the usage for it is the exercise and refreshed air rejuvenates me. So each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. Whenever any speaker or uses the word, I request all the users to appreciate him through a virtual thumbs up. Over to you, Toastmaster Joy.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sikandar. So I definitely hope this meeting is rejuvenating for all of us, and we'll all take a break from our busy, cluttered lives. All right, so request you to stop sharing your screen, please, Toastmaster Sikandar.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so with that, let's get started. Like I said, we have a couple of speeches, prepared speeches, and our very first speaker is going to be Toastmaster Harsh. And to evaluate his speech, we have a very accomplished evaluator, Toastmaster Ashwin. So I'm going to go ahead and request Toastmaster Ashwin to kindly share the speech guidelines, expectations, objectives, please.
Sure, thank you. So Toastmaster Harsh would be giving his level 1 project 2 speech on his persuasive influence, and the purpose of this project is to practice applying feedback and so that he can serve as an evaluator in the club meeting. And purpose of this speech is to present the speech and receive feedback from the evaluator. The timing for this speech is 5 to 7 minutes, and on 30 seconds as a grace period on the upper side. Over to you, Toastmaster. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashwin. And fellow travelers, put your hands together for our very first speaker of the day. We have Toastmaster Harsh. The title of his speech is The Secret. So divulging the secret is Toastmaster Harsh. Toastmaster Harsh, The Secret. Over to you.
Okay. I can't see the timer screen. If someone can just spin the timer screen, it would be easier for me. Yeah, I can see Abhimanyu. So I'll start now. Thanks a lot to Toastmaster Joy for giving me the stage. There is a secret which I'm going to reveal today. I'm sure you all are excited to reveal to know what is that secret. So the secret is something which is followed by all the successful people around the world, irrespective of where they live, what they like, what they follow. It's followed by everyone in the world. And it's one of the most simplest idea, like all the best and the great ideas are simple, right? The core or the foundation of an best good idea is simplicity. This is nothing different than simplicity. It's a very simple idea. I recently read a book called as The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. The author tells that she was very much in difficult times and all, and she was really struggling with her life. Nothing was going in her life very well. This was happening wrong, other thing was happening wrong, but she never learned how to give up. But she didn't give up. She always wanted to do something or fight. So she started observing all the successful people around her, and she just restricted to her city and her area, just all the successful people. Then slowly she started researching about all the successful people in her country. Then she started observing all the successful in the world. She later figured out there is just one thing which is common in all those things. There's just one law which is common, which is followed by everyone. And we all know that law, which is very easy for us, but we do not have that idea how impactful it is. We very often try to underestimate it. I can see all the eager faces to know what is that law, what is so easy, what is so nice, and we are not able to follow it. Yes, we all have this strange thing that it's so easy, but still we do not know. Sometimes when things are too easy, we tend not to follow it. We find it very strange. Everyone in the world follows a law of connection, a law of attraction. Yes, the secret of law of attraction. If you express negativity, if you express stress, if you express no, that is what you will get in return. If you start expressing positivity, if you start expressing gratitude, if you start expressing yes, 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 that is what we get in return. The universe is a very huge but a very small thing. Everyone is connected to each other in some other way. We all are just like a tall tower, like a radio frequency. I'm sure my older colleagues would recognize what is a radio frequency. You have to just turn the wall either right or left or round just to match the frequency to what you want to listen to. So is our lives. You have to dial it to what you want in the universe. You dial happy, you have to throw some positive energy. You have to throw some positive energy out to the universe. And universe, just like a boomerang, will get it back to you by just like a magnet. How magnet is attracted, how a boomerang is come by. But it is very important for you to first match the frequency, right? You cannot expect what you want to listen on some other radio station. The first step to listen to a song is you set a frequency. So in the same way, law of attraction works in this way. The first step has to be taken by you. Now I'll tell you a very simple example. How does the law of attraction actually works? We all know Sachin Tendulkar. We all know that he is the person who gets out at 99 runs. And has been 3 times he has been out on 99. But we do not know his condition, right? Like how did he got out or something? But we just assume that he's very nervous or something. He keeps on thinking he'll get out, and he actually gets out. Same is what we think, same is what he thinks. We attract negative energy, he attracts negative energy, and that happens. In the same way, many of our friends, me in a circle of a group of friends, we all have some traits for our friends that, I know that he will definitely do this, he's bad at this, or he'll do that. Why does that happen? Because we are very much attracted to negative vibes or negative habits. It is very difficult for us to observe good habits. We will always remember the negative habits or negative thoughts or negative mistakes of a friend. Even if he does it 2 or 3 times, we'll prove and we'll give all our energy in thinking about the 2 or 3 negative things which he has done. But we'll never think or focus on the things which he did nicely. Once we start doing it the other way around, we'll start thinking the other side also. We all know that Sachin, as I told, we all know that Sachin had a lot of centuries, but he was out at 99 runs. But do you all know that he had 95 centuries when he was third time out for 99? No one knew that because all were just focusing on his mistakes. Even himself was focusing on his mistake that he'll get out. But once he started thinking, no, that I want to think about that 100, then he started making that 99, 95 to 96 to 100 centuries. And same as in our friends, in our circle, we start to think about what are the things which are good in them. We just have to start thinking about the focus on the things which are good, things which are nice, and make them realize that these things are really nice about you, irrespective what are things are not. If you keep on doing these things, the small things or the negative things will just disappear, or after a point you will reach at that level that those things won't be relevant. Very closely, there is another law called as manifestation. It is very important for everyone, for us to manifest. We all manifest, but many times we do it in a wrong way. There are 2 types of manifestation. The easiest example I can think, I really do not want to become a bad speaker. That is one way. Or the second way is, I want to become the best speaker. I want to become a really good speaker. I really want to become a confident speaker. There's so much different in these 2 things. We only think what not we should do. Mother Teresa used to always say that, never call me for an anti-war rally. If you have a peace rally, tell me, I'll come. But think what you want to do rather than thinking what you do not want to do. Today, I decided that I want to be a confident speaker. I want to be an energetic speaker. I want to be a good speaker. I did not think that I do not want to be an unconfident. I do not want to be a shy speaker, but I thought I would be confident. And I guess my manifestation is reflecting today. And I'm able to do that confidence, energy, and perseverance for the speech. I would respect contest chair and Toastmaster Day to pass this message to everyone. That's all. Thanks a lot. Over to you, Toastmaster Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harsh. So there, everybody, the secret is out. It's all about the law of attraction. What you attract to yourself is what will go ahead and get manifested. So thank you. Great message, Toastmaster Harsh. We now come to our second speaker of the day, and that is Toastmaster Glenn. And to evaluate his speech, we have yet another very talented evaluator, that's Engelbert. So can I first request Toastmaster Engelbert to kindly share the evaluation guidelines? Thank you.
Yeah. So Joy, I would like to share one thing that, there's a phrase, what goes around comes around. So it's not only in your travel, but also in our evaluation. All this year, Glenn was the one who was evaluating me, and it's a very nice feeling to give back. Okay.
The world is round.
Yeah, so this is the L1 P3. The evaluation path would be a dynamic leadership. Okay, and he's always been leading me, so he's been guiding me. So it's a very this thing. The speech, the topic is feedback. Okay, and the purpose of the speech is two. One is the research methods of how well he's reviewing and learning research methods, and second, how he's presenting these facts and his interpretation of the research. Yeah. So all the best, Glenn, and you have 5 to 7 minutes.
Okay, so thank you for sharing that, Toastmaster Engelbert. So the title of the speech is Feedback. I just realized how ironical it is going to be when Toastmaster Engelbert will be sharing feedback for the feedback. Okay, but anyways, coming back to our speaker, second speaker for the day, Toastmaster Glenn. The title of his speech is Feedback. So Feedback, Toastmaster Glenn. Over to you.
Ken Blanchett said that feedback is the breakfast of champions. Fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guest, if you're going to ask someone for feedback, be ready to have a meaningful assessment. Today, I want to discuss two vital aspects of feedback. One, how do you ask for feedback? And two, how do you handle negative feedback? Practically every day, you are either receiving feedback from someone or giving feedback in some way or the other. And that's why it's of utmost importance for you to understand that feedback is not meant to boost your self-esteem, or for that matter, open any wounds. Feedback is just emotionally neutral information, useful data that tells you what it is that influences the people you are trying to influence. How do you identify someone that you want to ask for feedback? Don't go off the internet and start asking random people. Tara Moore, in her book, Playing Big, says that the most important people that you want to gather feedback from is your audience that you are trying to influence or reach. What is it that you're trying to develop? Is it your presentation skills? Is it your communication skills? Is it the ability to write better emails, or for that matter, host better meetings? Find someone with an expertise in that area. Now that could be a Toastmaster, your mentor, a friend, a family member, a supervisor, and so on. Also, avoid asking questions like, what do you think? Questions like those will only add additional burden to the person giving you feedback. Rather, share your questions ahead of time. Give them the opportunity to think over the questions. And then, when they are ready, connect with them and talk through it. I'm sure by now you have realized whom not to reach out to at Mumbai Speakers if you are looking to develop your time management skills. An article which was published by the Society of Human Resource Management stated that opening up and asking people for feedback on areas that you're trying to improve is risky. It seems hard and vulnerable, but that is exactly what great leaders do. Great leaders show their team that it is okay to fall short. It is okay to be less than perfect. And in doing so, they instill the culture of feedback within their organizations. Now, the next thing that I'd like to talk about is how do you handle negative feedback? Author Dick Groth, in his article, How to Be Good at Performance Appraisals, which was published by Harvard Business Review, says, when you are at the receiving end of negative feedback, stay calm and listen. You want to first identify what is being said. Is it fact or is it opinion? Next, is it accurate? Few people have the skill of providing negative criticism in a way in which the person accepting it feels comfortable. Identify the person who is giving you feedback. Is he genuine? Is he trustworthy? If so, then pay close attention. On the other hand, if the person giving you feedback is being egoistic or dramatic, still be professional, but take it with a grain of salt. Try not to get defensive, even though that's our nature. Avoid looking for distortions and inaccuracies. Else, you could get argumentative, close-minded, and that's not what you want to do, because in doing so, you may miss out on crucial information that is accurate, but just being presented poorly. Fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guest, how do you manage such a situation? One, you could probably ask questions. Two, you could ask for examples. And three, if you find yourself in a situation and you cannot fix things right away, ask for time. Asking for time diffuses the situation. It also tells the person giving you feedback that what they're saying you consider valuable, and you are going to work on it calmly once you have had the ability to think through it, and then you will develop on those skills. So remember that negative criticism and feedback is a part of life. Learn from your mistakes and move on. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster today.
Okay, well, thank you, Toastmaster Glenn. I just came to realize that I'm trying so hard here so people can take a break from work, and your speech apparently made them remember work again. Okay, anyway, so I'm going to first call upon the timer, Toastmaster Abhimanyu, to kindly let us know if both our speakers have qualified for the polls today. You are on mute, Toastmaster Abhimanyu.
Sorry. So yeah, both of them qualified. The Toastmaster Harsh traveled far, but didn't cross the line. So his timing was 6 minutes 49 seconds, and Toastmaster Glenn, the timing was 6 minutes 17 seconds.
Awesome, and I like your lingo. So great job, Toastmaster Abhimanyu. Oh, the polls are ready, so great. Let's go ahead and take a vote, please. Who was the best speaker for the day? All right, so with that, before we move on to the next session, I'd like to get back to our theme, which has been anywhere lately. And let me go ahead and start again by sharing another link. And this time I'm going to go ahead and request you to look for your pictures from your recent travels, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and drop a link again. And what you have to do this time is, of course, click on that link firstly. Click on the plus sign, and then you'll have to go hunt for your picture, okay? Okay, that's the new link. Everyone, please go ahead and click on that link. Now I'm sure you know the drill, so you have to click on the plus sign. Use the very first icon, which is uploading, okay? The very first icon. Out of the 5 icons, you have to click on the first icon, which is upload, and it'll take you to your laptop where you can go into your pictures, wherever you save those pictures, right? Go ahead and post those pictures, please. So I've shared my screen and you guys can see a couple of pictures that I have posted. I'd like to go ahead and see your pictures from your vacation, please. Okay, still waiting. Some of you are hunting for pictures. Okay, there we are. Okay, so yeah, you can do that as well. Is that a picture that you picked from Google, Akash? Or is that a real picture?
No, that's a real picture.
Real picture, awesome, man. Yeah. One is, of course, the great photography skill that you have. And yeah, what place is this?
So this is the Great Lakes Trek in Kashmir. And it's not actually the photography, it's the iPhone camera, nothing else.
Oh, okay. So being modest there, yeah? But nevertheless, it's still a good picture. So where did you say this was? Kashmir, yeah?
Yeah, Kashmir, the Great Lakes Trek.
Wow, amazing. So somebody rightly called this place Jannat. Okay, and Shreyan, so where is this picture from? Tell us more, please.
Yes. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are now.
Yeah. So this picture is from a place called Sisu in Himachal. It's the place direct. I visited Atal Tunnel, and just after the Atal Tunnel, this place come, and it's really wonderful. So Atal Tunnel is a place connecting Himachal to Leh Ladakh. Firstly, the road was very it was very not able for traveling. So Atal Tunnel is very a good place. So right behind me, you can see there is a bridge. That bridge leads to Atal Tunnel, and it's an engineering marvel. Really, it's very good.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you for sharing that. A little bit of, okay, we have a truck here with a slogan that says, "You love me, but don't kiss me." And this is Abhimanyu, Toastmaster Abhimanyu. Tell us what's behind this, please.
So this is from a small village, Nongriyat in Meghalaya. And I find it really creative and really funny that it's written behind a truck that you can love me, but please don't kiss me. So it means that please love me, but please don't.
Stay away. Don't get too close.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Plenty of creativity around. Yeah. Okay. I'm now going to call upon Ashwin. Oh, this seems to be a work picture. So Toastmaster Ashwin, can you tell us more about this, please?
Yeah, actually, I was looking for the right picture, but didn't find it. So I have this picture in the background. You see skydive, right? So while I was in Austin, Dallas, Texas, I got an opportunity to do skydiving, and that was an amazing experience that I had. And I would really encourage everyone to go for skydiving once if you get a chance.
Okay, sure. Everyone do that, but come back safely. Okay. All right. Toastmaster Sikandar, what place is this, please?
This is Jaipur. It's a palace in Jaipur. So I had visited there. So yeah.
The Jaipur Palace, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
looks amazing.
A chess set. You can see a chess set.
Yes.
So that is a playable chess set. So they are big version of actual chess. So yeah.
So I mean, how come there's nobody walking around? We don't see any people.
Quite early in the morning time. So
oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Just about the right time for you to go ahead and take a picture.
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't have any more pictures. I have one with Toastmaster Harsh. Is that a celebrity in the background, Toastmaster Harsh? Who are you taking a picture with?
Actually, that's my boss. It's almost not a celebrity. This picture was just
right, because your boss is not a part of this meeting, is not a celeb. If he was a part of this meeting, you would have said, "Oh yeah, he's definitely a celeb."
Definitely.
Yeah, say that. I mean, you want your next leave, right? Okay, go ahead, please.
This was a picture when we both were on a work trip. So I generally don't like to take pictures, but I wanted to mark this day because of a memory. Because you sometimes have really deep conversations about your work and your life with your boss once in a year. So that was this moment. So after that conversation, I just decided to just click one picture. That's the only picture with my boss.
I'm glad you said that. And of course, the fact that you mentioned you have those really deep conversations every once a year with your boss. I know those kind of conversations that kind of leave you empty inside. Those are the same ones you're referring to, right? Okay, Vishal, Toastmaster Vishal, tell us more.
Yes, so this one is actually at Khardungla in Leh Ladakh, which is like the highest motorable road in the world. And it was quite a challenge to actually go there and, right there. I mean, don't ask how we went there, how we came back, but it was like freezing cold. And I remember that this one German guy, he was on his like Royal Enfield in shorts and sleeveless t-shirt. And me and my friend were looking at this guy, and might be in Germany, like, like sub-zero temperatures, like, hey man, no big deal, it's like it's a normal
Just
day for
another
me.
day at office.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah.
Hey, wow, amazing. All right, cool. Do we have any more pictures? I see one more. This seems to be some temple, is it? But I don't have a name. This is anonymous. Somebody did not sign in. Whose picture is this?
Looks
Please?
like Jagannath Yatra
Yeah.
in Puri.
Hello.
Yes.
Actually, this is me, so I couldn't log in to
Okay.
that, so that's why it's anonymous.
Okay.
So yeah, I recently went to the Jagannath Yatra in Odisha, Puri, Jagannath Puri. So it was a quite great experience. So I come from a very religious family. So because I am right now posted in Midnapur, West Bengal, it was very nearby. So my family forced me to go there, and it was a very great experience. And although I do not like a crowded place much, but it was a whole new experience for me. So yeah.
Awesome, amazing. Yes, so some of us like to go ahead and ensure that we are able to go ahead and achieve our spiritual fulfillment as well, right? Okay, this seems to be a picture from the sky. Toastmaster Akshay, am I right?
Yes, yes. So this is during the trip to Leh. If you go by flight, you see the entire Himalayan ranges, and the beauty of this is when I had been there. So just before the landing, they were not getting the approval to land, so they had to maneuver through the mountains. So it was like the flight actually maneuvering between the valleys and the mountain ranges. So it was, you get that thrill of what a mountain is at that close proximity of it. So yeah.
Totally, this is amazing. Nice take. Wow. All right. So again, we'll have to come back to this because we are slightly behind our schedule. So we'll do this in a while. Let's quickly move on to our second session for the day, which is a table topic session. And to go ahead and conduct that session, we have Toastmaster Shriyans. So Toastmaster Shriyans, over to you, please.
Yes. So good morning, everyone. We are seeing some fantastic prepared speeches, but in real life, we always don't have luxury of giving prepared speech. For example, if you are in a meeting and your boss asks you to give a sudden speech, or if you are in a family function or you have to give some few words. So what will you feel like? A bit shaky and uncomfortable? Yeah. So the ability to speak confidently and clearly without anywhere, we practice impromptu speaking. So I have some questions prepared, and the club members guest will have the opportunity to respond it within 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, the topics I selected is all about table topic session. Timer.
Actually, I was not able to hear you. There was some glitch.
Okay, so I'm saying that can you give us a timing guideline for table topic session?
Yeah, so for table topics, each speaker is encouraged to speak for about 1 to 2 minutes. I'll show the green card at 1 minute, which is the qualifying time for your speech, and the yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and the red card at 2 minutes. The grace period is 30 seconds, but only on the higher side of the time limits. Yeah, over to you.
Oh, okay. I would request all the members and especially guests to take part in this session And okay, so you can raise your hand to answer the question, or I will have to select it from participants list.
Before we continue, Oshansh, I would really appreciate everyone to use the word of the day.
Yeah. Okay, guys, come on, raise your hands.
Could you repeat like what exactly the topic is, because
okay, so topic is
I
all
wasn't
about
able to.
okay, so topic is all about traveling experiences. I will be asking question about your traveling experiences and all.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
so
can
we
shoot
have
questions at me.
yeah. Okay, so we have Toastmaster Harsh Mehta. So the first question for you is, what's more important to you when you travel? Comfort and relaxation or exploring new places?
Okay, honestly, my answer would be a mixed answer. That it is very, it has to be both ways round. It cannot be a very much discomfortable journey, and it cannot be fun, and at the night it cannot be discomfortable. But if there is a situation where I really have to choose between two of these, either choose my comfort level or my exploration, I would definitely choose exploration, because exploration is something that cannot be repeated. Even if I go somewhere some other time, I will never get the exact same experience and same adventurous thrill, right? So I would always prefer that. It's fine if I can be discomfortable, but as for me, I think I am that manageable, and I can adjust that much, and I'm ready to compromise and sacrifice for that wonderful exploration and the adventure, because you very rarely get an opportunity, and when you live in a cosmopolitan city and too many things are happening, very rarely you get a chance. So discomfort is just like a reason and just like a excuse which anyone and everyone can give in any sort of situation. If I get a chance, I would definitely and 100% go forward with adventure and exploration. Thanks a lot. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Yes. So it's like every young person wants to explore only. We don't want to relax when we are out of our town. Okay. So the next question is for you, Toastmaster Engelbert. So your question is wages and this alone. Yes.
Oh, Shreyans, actually, there was some internet problem. Can you please repeat the question?
Yes. It's okay. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of traveling alone?
Okay, what are the advantages and disadvantages of traveling alone? Yeah. So a very good morning to all my Toastmasters buddies. The biggest advantage of traveling alone is flexibility. So you don't have to think like my friend Yash said about comfort and exploration. So your exploration can be the highest percentage. You can just go explore, because you can live on sharing basis. You can live on, even in a station, or you can just do anything if you're alone. But when it comes with the family, then obviously there will be bags, there's baggage, they will be carrying those bags, there'll be, so there'll be a lot of things. And since we have child at home, then again you have extra luggage and comfort, and whether the food safety. So the biggest advantage, what I would say, is in alone, is that suddenly as your mood changes, you can also change your routine. But imagine if I tell with the family that, okay, no, today we won't go here, we will change the plan, then you can understand the kind of not exploration, but it would be exploration. Yeah, so that would be the, yeah. The only disadvantage is that in case if you fall sick, or if you need some extra cash or some kind of an emergency, that time you would be a little bit, on a standstill, or even your family will be worried. So except that, I think, so yeah, thanks for the topic.
Okay, so my next question is to guest Tanuja Gupta. And the question is, do you like traveling in India or in a foreign country?
Yeah, good question, Shreyans. Okay. So that's a very good question, actually, whether I would travel in India or abroad. So frankly speaking, I have traveled both. I have traveled abroad as well. I have traveled in India as well. So when I compare Switzerland with Kashmir, I always feel we have everything in India and it's all untapped. within Kashmir, I stayed there for around 15 days, and every part that we were going, so it made me compare, every part of it made me compare it with Switzerland and Austria. And believe me or not, it's just that the infrastructure is not that well set. Other than that, we have everything in-house, and it's nothing man-made. There in Switzerland, it's a combination of man-made and the natural beauty, which makes it a perfect place to go. Otherwise, India has everything in place. And other than that, yes, some safaris, like I've been to South Africa and other places. So yes, those safaris are really great to visit too. But in India, we have them as well. It's more, it's like, going to Gir forest and going to such places in India as well. So we have those equal places like Nasik. There are a few places in Madhya Pradesh. We have a few places where we have to go. Okay, so I'm done. Actually, this is little disturbing. This was the first time. So anyways, I have lots to talk about whether I have to travel in India or abroad, but it was a good chance to speak to. Thank you.
Yes, okay.
Actually, the flags that were moving around, so they are quite, they're a bit disturbing. So I'll try to.
Okay, thank you. Okay, my next question is to Toastmaster Ashwin. So my question is if you have to choose between these holidays, choose between these holidays, a tour of historic sites in Europe, a relaxing stay at a beach resort in Southeast Asia, and going on a safari in South Africa. What would you choose?
Thank you, Shriyans, for the table topic question. Hello, Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and all the guests. The question asked by table topic master is, he gave me 3 options and I have to select one. So I would select the option of going on a safari in South Africa. The reason for that is I have never been there. I've never done a safari in South Africa. And I've heard a lot of stories about it, right? Like wild animals roaming around you. And it's a little bit of adventure, thrill, and excitement, right? So any outing that you take has to be rejuvenating, that gives you energy, something that is new in your life, not a regular thing, right? Going on a beach is, I stay on a coastal area, so I can beach anytime. Go to Europe, definitely, if I get a chance, but if I have an option, I'll definitely prefer going on a safari first. So going in a natural place with a lot of natural beauty is always rejuvenating, and that gives you a lot of positive energy. So I would definitely prefer to go on a safari in South Africa. Thank you.
Okay, and the safari in South Africa is world's finest safari. It's very good. Okay. So my next question is to guest Revati. Mountain travels always rejuvenates me. And I want to ask you that, what do you like about traveling on mountain, and name any high altitude area you traveled or will plan to go?
Okay. Hello, everyone. Okay, so I don't think I have ever gone to any high altitude mountain, but I would really love to if I get any opportunity. And I think so. Going in mountains, there is a kind of calmness it gives you. It gives peace to your mind, and that's everyone want. And that's it. Thank you.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah, I'm kind of nervous. Like,
Okay.
it's my first time, and I don't. It's an
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you.
Okay, that's perfect. Okay, so my next question is to Toastmaster Akshay, and the question is, what form of transportation do you prefer? To use when you travel?
Okay. So in terms of transportation, there are multiple things. First is the mode of transport. Like which location you are preferring to travel. Okay, how to reach that particular location. So I usually prefer something which gets me to that location faster. So so typically I use a flight or a train to be a fast mode of transport to reach that location faster. But exploring that place inside of the place, I prefer a more environment friendly kind of transport. That's the best, but by either through trekking or through going on trails or through cycling, because that is when you actually explore that place for what it is known for, rather than taking a planned mode of transport or a vehicle that we have booked, and you just following a time zone. If you just take a cycle, or you just trek to the place, you can actually explore, talk to people, know what is good in that area, the best, local authentic foods that are there, local cuisines you can try. So there are multiple experiences that you can enjoy while you are taking that kind of mode of transport. So that's what I prefer. Thank you very much.
Yes, perfect. Okay. Yes. So my next question is to Toastmaster Pragyan Saxena. Okay. So the question is, wait a second.
Yeah, actually, I am having some issues with my camera, so I am unable to turn it on.
Okay. Yes, yes, perfect. Yes. So the question is, was there ever a vacation in your memory that had some unexpected twists and turns?
Unexpected.
Yes.
So, I cannot recollect as such quite unexpected one, but one time we went for vacation in South India, and while after returning, we actually missed our train, and we have to travel in a general compartment to reach our home. So it was so much crowded, and our luggage was got missed, and somebody took it. Although we find it eventually, and there were some people were there who were mistreating others. So it was a quite hectic as well as a bit funny journey also. But eventually we reached there, and there was no means of to reach home because we reached at midnight, and it was a small station. So by the morning we were able to reach our home. So it was a bit unexpected.
Yeah, it's quite good that you got your luggage back, because in India it's yeah. Okay. So my next question is to Toastmaster Deepak Shukla. Which country would you like to travel which doesn't speak your native language, or it is not an English speaking country?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. So I would like to go to Germany, and people there don't speak English or Hindi, so it's really it would be a great experience. Although I have visited once in 2019 for 3 to 4 days, and it gave me really a good experience, especially the discipline which I saw there, and the I didn't see any train coming late or any uncleanness, so that gave me really good thing, and I liked it very much there. And one more thing, so since I'm an engineering graduate, so there are a lot of things to explore from engineering point of view. So if you talk about automobiles, or whether it's Volkswagen, Mercedes, Porsche, all are situated in Stuttgart area of the Germany. And so actually I visited there also. So I have seen how Porsche is made, how Mercedes is made, how Volkswagen and has been being made. So it gave me really good experience. But since I have been there only for 3 days, so I thought that I should be there at least for 1 month. Then, so thank you. So Germany would be the preferred place for me.
Yeah, it's very good. Yes. Okay. So my next question is to guest Akash, and the question is, when you travel to other foreign country, do you try local food there and interact with local and interact with local people there frequently?
Thanks for the topic, Shreyans. So yes, I do both actually. I do try the local cuisine as well as interact with a lot of locals. So most of my visits to foreign countries have been solo trips. So I stayed in hostels, and that's actually one of the good one of the good things about traveling to Southeast Asian or other countries is that they have a very nice hostel culture. So you can actually stay for cheap, and you get to interact with not just locals but all over, people from all over the world. So that's amazing. And what I try to do in all my trips is, find the best places to eat, not really like expensive or fine dine, but even those small joints, and try the local cuisine everywhere. Uh, when I actually went to Vietnam, they have this village called as the Sneak Village. You can actually eat a sneak as well. I did go ahead and try that as well. So yeah, not maybe the best of the experiences that I had, but yeah, I had to try. If you're getting it, then I did go with that. I think everyone should do that. It's really a good experience to try the local cuisine, and it's just that if someone is also fond of cooking, then there's always an option to get a hand on cooking classes as well. And yeah, I think we have this everywhere in foreign countries. It's more popular there as compared to what I've seen in India.
Yes, I've heard that in Vietnam they don't even have vegetarian food. Well, one of my relatives is going there and he's taking a cook with him so to prepare food there,
Yes,
because they don't
it's
have.
very difficult to find vegetarian food there. And one of the things that they do is they don't waste anything. So they eat everything.
Okay. So this is the last question, and it is specially for TMOD of the day. Joy.
You still have a couple of hands that have been raised. You want to go ahead?
Yes. So can I complete that and then ask you questions? So it's a very good question. Yes.
All right.
Okay. So this is for Toastmaster Sikandar. Yes. So what is the favorite place you will like to visit in our own country?
So the favorite, first of all, thanks for the topic, Shreyan. So the favorite place that I would like to visit would be, I would say, Guwahati, because I have been to Assam, but Guwahati is some place which I've heard a lot about, especially the Northeast culture, because the culture there, though they are Indian and they have a variety of culture within that small area of land. So they are part of India, but at times they're not recognized in that way. So I want to appreciate their tourism. I want to visit their tourism, and of course, Assam has been it's a beautiful place to visit, as I've been there before. So that's one place that I want to go. And also Assam adds the value of culture in terms of the sports and the way they portray. So I would love to see how they make those traditional things of the cutlery and all those things regarding that, and how they prepare those baskets which are traditional to them, and those things how that are made. So yeah, that's it. Thanks.
Okay. Sorry guys, I will have to wrap it up, but there's one last question for Toastmaster of the day, Joy. So your question is, select a person here in the Toastmaster club with whom you would like to go on a trip, and when you will go, and all those stuff.
I think I would select Toastmaster Engelbert, because I know he is big on cuisine and travel. And in fact, as much as possible, he goes and combines the two of them. So he travels in order to eat, and then he eats so that he can travel. So one is obviously because I've gone ahead and made a whole lot of wrong choices when it comes to food. Very recently I went to Phuket, and I wasn't feeling all that great because it was a red-eye flight. And, when I landed in the morning, I was jet lagged as well. So I happened to tell that to my tour guide that I'm not keeping too well. Maybe we should go straight to the hotel. He said, no worries, we'll make a quick pit stop at a restaurant and we'll have breakfast. And the breakfast that he made me have was a very hot and sour soup, which I loved. And it amazingly went ahead and rejuvenated me and healed me. And then I went ahead and asked him, what is this soup, man? He said, this is alligator soup. Alligator soup. Oh, wow. The good thing you didn't tell me at first, man. But yeah, so I had alligator soup. So I'd just like to be a little more careful with my food choices. So Toastmaster Engelbert is going to be the answer to your question, who I travel with. Thank you. And back to you, Toastmaster fans.
Okay, it was really alligators. Oh my God. Okay, so now I shall call timer for the timer report. I guess you're mute.
Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yes, perfect.
Yeah. So this is the timing report. Actually, all of them qualified except guest Revati, but it was her first time. So kudos to you, Revati. And guest Tanuja did very well. He actually managed to cross the target time and managed to finish the speech within the maximum time. So yeah.
I think that was too short a time allotted for me.
but you did pretty well.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, so are the polls ready for the best table topics? Okay, perfect. Okay, so after the polls, I like to hand it over to Toastmaster of the day, Joy. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shreyans. That was a very lovely session. I liked that we had maximum participation. I think about 11 participations, and the questions were also awesome. Yeah, so great job there. We'll now move on, and before we move to the third session, of course, can we have the timer stop sharing his screen, please? Okay, so coming back to that theme that we have. Timer, can I request you to stop sharing your screen? Okay, coming back to that theme that we have, so we all have these stories that come with our travels, right? So, I'd like you to go ahead and share some pictures. And with those pictures, of course, I'm sure there will be some background story, some context to it, right? So I'm going to go ahead and share one more link in the chat window, and this will lead you to a new Padlet. And what I need you all to do is go ahead and paste a picture. Okay, so you will have to go ahead and upload a picture, the picture of some place. It may have you or it may not have you, but it does have a story. Okay, so you can pick a landmark or pick any other picture. You can Google it up if you don't have one. But let's go ahead and do that right now. So I'm sharing my screen, and this is the Padlet.
So Joy, which button do we use?
So again, the same drill, you have to go ahead and select the plus button, but this time you'll have to go ahead and either Google the picture. If you want to go ahead and upload your own picture, you can go ahead and simply upload from your desktop or your laptop. Okay, so if you just want to go ahead and Google the picture, you'll have to go ahead and select the fourth icon. If you want to go ahead and upload a picture that you have from your desktop, just pick the first icon out of the 5 icons that you see.
Got it.
So waiting for the pictures. Okay, Singapore. Shreyans, is that right?
Yes.
So you have a story?
Yes. It was in 2015. I was in 7th standard, and I have to mention that it was my best trip because I had fun enjoying in Universal Studios. Roller coaster there are just epic, and of course, how can I miss Gardens by the Bay and the Marina Bay Sands? This hotel is very good. It's out of your expectation. The swimming pool up there, and also I want to share that I also met Sania Mirza there in the lobby.
Ah, you should have mentioned that first.
Yeah.
Of course, you remember the place now.
Yeah, it's very good.
Okay, thank you,
Okay.
Toastmaster Shreyans. Toastmaster Akash, what's with the dogs?
So this was in Himachal, and I was staying in a place called Dharamkot, which is just like a few minutes away, like 10 or 15 minutes away from McLeodganj. And it's like a hostel culture over there. So there were many people in the COVID period where they were working from there. So I visited that, and they had like very small trails which you can trek by yourself. And this particular trail, I was the only one. I started early in the morning, and I met these dogs. There was actually another one. It's a small one. It's not in the pic here. And these were local dogs, and they walked with me for the entire trail. They were actually the ones who were showing me the way. I went wrong at a particular place, and these guys stopped, and they started barking. Or the small one came, and he started pulling my trouser. That okay, this is not the way. You have to come from there. And it was really fun. They were with me till the end. We were just chilling at this waterfall that you can see in the background, and then they came back with me as well. And there was a cafe on the way. I think these dogs belong to the owner of that cafe. And then they stopped there, and that was the end of our trip on the trail.
Awesome, man. So some guide dogs. Wow, lovely. I see some artifacts here on this beautiful wall, and this is by Sikandar. Toastmaster Sikandar, tell us more, please. What's the story?
So the story behind this was that I was traveling from Mumbai to Bangalore for an official trip. So the flight got delayed for 2.5 hours. So I had the whole time in the world to just explore the airport itself. So these were the artifacts or the scriptures in the Mumbai airport itself. So at times we do not visit the airport and explore it. So this is something I got from that airport. These two photos, yeah.
Looks like I've missed this wall too, buddy. So I'm gonna have to take a closer look at this.
Yeah.
I'm at the airport. Okay, all right. Sorry, I just went ahead and closed the screen. All right. Toastmaster Tanuja, is this Thailand?
No, this is so this is Aurangabad. This is Ajanta Ellora Caves. This is Lord Buddha behind. This photo of his is he has an epic pose of holding his little finger with the other hand. So it has a deep meaning actually. It is the art of not knowing anything. So wow. Being a great listener. So Buddha always was a great listener. So that's the main depiction or the story behind it. So it's always important to be a great listener, and whenever someone's talking, so if you want to learn something from someone, it is important to be a good listener rather than speaking yourself.
Yes, that's very true. I think it's called Shoshin, which is beginner's mind. And yes, every monk practices that. Yeah, so yeah. Nice. All right. So if you guys don't mind, since we're running out of time, I'd like to go ahead and share this picture that I have posted. And this is the mausoleum of Bob Marley. Okay, so I was in Jamaica for a while, and I happened to visit this mausoleum. This is where Bob Marley actually lived, and he was buried right outside his house. So of course, great place. I fell in love with reggae after having visited this place, and this man was a legend. Now, the most interesting thing that I found about this place was this huge boulder or rock, which was right outside that house. And I went ahead and asked the guide more about that rock. What's to do with that rock? And he said, this is Bob Marley's favorite place. So every morning Bob Marley would wake up and he would actually go sit on that rock with a notepad and a pen and his favorite thing in the world, which is weed, okay, the ganja. And he used to go out and smoke weed, get inspired, and then go out and write his songs. So that's where all the songs came from, just by sitting on that rock and getting inspired. So of course, I couldn't wait to get a hang of, that entire experience. So I said, can I go ahead and climb this rock? And they said, yes, of course you can. In fact, they went ahead and made a joint for me as well. So I took a notepad and pen and I took a joint and I experienced the whole thing myself. So the next time, you have this question for me, Joy, where does all the inspiration come from? There you have the answer. All right. Before we move on.
I hope without the weed though.
The inspiration comes from the weed. It's medicinal. Okay. So it's actually, legal in quite a lot of states now. So yeah, I mean, it works. All right, this picture by Ashwin.
Yeah, so this is a desert safari in Dubai. And a lot of time when we plan out for any adventure, we mostly try to Google it or try to find more details for this one. But just as an exercise, for this trip, I didn't plan anything. I was just open to whatever I can come across. So I didn't Google it, I didn't YouTube it, I didn't see how this desert safari looks like, and was totally open to any experience that I can have. So the story here is, it starts at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the morning. They take you away from the city, right in the middle of the desert. And these are like Tata safaris, right? And the surprising element here is like, anywhere you see, all you find is desert. All you see is sand. And there is a lot of small hills, and when they come down in such a speed, you feel like you're going to go upside down. Fortunately, it did not happen that way, but the experience was amazing. Right? It was quite rejuvenating, and the surprise there was after this ride. It was a night trip. It was like day and night trip. So during day we go on a safari. And then in the evening, they take you to a small resort type of thing where we have unlimited food. We can eat whatever we want with a little bit of tobacco hookahs, right? And the Saudi Arabian dancers, belly dancers. That was totally a surprise for me. And that was really exciting and total fun. And then whole night you sleep in the desert in middle of nowhere, right? But you have friends and family with you. So it was quite a good experience. First time I went with a friend, and then my wife visited after 15 days. So I again took her for this ride. So this was really exciting trip that I had. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that, Toastmaster Ashwin. So yeah, spending your time in the very lap of nature, that's truly amazing. And this looks to me like nature's own roller coaster, yeah? All right, great. So thank you everyone for sharing all that. We have to move on to our final session, and that happens to be the general evaluation. And for that, I now request Toastmaster Engelbert to take it forward with your evaluation, firstly of the speeches, followed by the rest of the meeting. So over to you, Toastmaster Engelbert.
Thanks, Joy. Your every point what you gave, it was really nice feeling we had. As a general evaluator, the first thing is I'll call upon the evaluation or evaluators for the prepared speeches, starting with Ashwin, who's going to evaluate Harsh. So can I call upon Ashwin?
Sure. Yeah. Thank you, General Evaluator. So the speaker Harsh Mehta, the title of the speaker was Secret, and everyone was very anxious to know what the secret is about. So Harsh started with a very smiling face, with a lot of excitement, and it was a surprise for an audience to know what the secret was. And he kept that in the beginning itself. He catch the attention of the audience to know what the secret is about. So that was a good thing. Law of attraction, right? This is a huge topic, and we can talk a lot on this topic. But I think Harsh had done a quite research on this topic, and he gave a good reference about a popular personality like Sachin Tendulkar, Mother Teresa. A lot of positives from his speech. I like the way the way of storytelling, right? I could visualize when he told the story of that lady going out and doing the research, why we have so many successful people in the world. And the reason for that was law of attraction. Definitely, law of attraction is something that if you do it properly, it goes deep inside your subconscious mind. And then there is something called reticular activation system, which will get activated, and that will take you towards that part of achieving your goal. So a lot of visualization, a lot of imagination that you do in this topic. Right? So the thing I liked about Harsh is he had a good way of explaining, right? And his hand gestures were really good. It was as if he was talking in front of us. So making good use of hand gestures. And then with the introduction, the way he started the speech was really good. There are a lot of positives, negatives will come on later. He gave the example of Sachin Tendulkar, and what I liked about is the positivity there, right? We always think about that he getting out 5 times at 99, but we also have to think that he crossed that 99 milestone 95 times. That's where the positivity is. So that was a good example of showing how positivity really matters. In the interest of time, I'll just come to the areas where he can improve upon, right? And first one is very minor, but this is a video conference. Your background is shared, right? And what I noticed is you had not blurred your background, or it's not required if the background is quite clean, but I could see your clothes hanging on the door, which may, it's not negative, but which is something that you can work upon. I think the conclusion was little short. Mostly what people tend to remember from your speech are 2 or 3 points that you can cover in the conclusion. Right? So you could have said, I would suggest you guys to read more about this law of attraction and law of manifestation. And you can show some pointers. You definitely, The Secret is itself a book, but there may be some research material that you can suggest people to go on with. Yeah, and your timing was perfect, but this is a huge topic, and you had 7 minutes and 30 seconds on the upper side, so you could have made best use of your time by just going into a little bit more details. That's it. In best of interest of time, I'll wind up with my lecture. It was a very regenerating speech. The title itself is very justifying. Persuasive influence. You definitely influenced us with your speech. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Ashwin. It was really nice. About you were very specific. So the next evaluator for the second speaker is Glenn is Engelbert. Yeah, so over to Engelbert itself. So I'll just start with Glenn. If you can just yeah, spotlight on Glenn. Yeah. Yeah. What more can I speak about my own evaluator? The first thing, you started only with a bang. You started with very clear demarcation or a flow that, okay, we are going to speak about 2 aspects, you know, and one is taking it rightly, whatever feedback comes, and whom to take from, or, you know, whom to, what kind of feedback, what kind of questions to ask. So you were very, very clear on clarity, not only yourself, but I think you brought in clarity for us, because the topic called feedback is a very vast topic. No, it's a very you know. So you broke it, like you made it into very bits and pieces. Then later on, I think the gestures, the kind of confidence level. So I think I did not even comment on it. You know, the flow was very nice, and the best part, what I personally like, is every sentence you have a proper full stop. You know, you complete it with full conviction, then go to the next point, and then I can actually see paragraph. Okay, you finish this part, then you go to the next paragraph, you know, so I can visualize all that, you know, so that shows that you are very well organized. Okay, second part, which is the most important, the purpose is research. So again, you quoted, of course you could have quoted more, but I think you did do I think twice or 2 to 3 times you did quote, you know, but the only thing is a little bit, there was once where you brought in a proper, after the research, you brought in what was take home. But the other research were, I think, second or the third one, where you could not, or maybe I missed on, what can I take home of facts and figures? Once you give me facts and figures, the researcher said so and so, but what should I do with that? So that one thing was missing, but that's a small, minute thing. It's not at all, you need to worry about it. So like throughout your speech, one thing was clear: process, result, process, result. Ask questions so that you'll get the right feedback, right this thing. Avoid going to a person who's not an expert or who does not know about this, so that you will not be misguided. If you get negative, then you need to take it positively. So all that, this is a very good, so I can't give you much kind of a negative, or sorry, area of improvement. Just few small things. One is the conclusion part, because you started so beautifully, and throughout the time I was enjoying the conclusion. What happened, I think so, somewhere the timers, as soon as he showed his placard, I think you suddenly, your that flow went in a little. Instead of concluding or summarizing all what we heard, you ended up putting new points. So that was slightly, which was, you yourself know it, it's a little, but that obviously, it's easy for me to say, but and last one point is, I think I missed on the testimonies, because the strong testimonies for all these strong points, like the process, the strong pointers, how it, like, throughout your Toastmaster experience, how this feedback helped you to be a better speaker, what you are today. So yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So I think now it's the time for the tag roles. So I invite, starting with, I think probably the timer, Abhimanyu, if you can just help us with the timer's report.
Yes, I'll share my screen.
Please.
So can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, so actually for the speech evaluation part, Toastmaster Ashwin went a little overboard with the 3 minutes 44 seconds. Toastmaster Engelbert, the timing was 3 minutes and 3 seconds. It was pretty good within the qualifying limits. So yeah, and for the rest of the meeting, I have already shared the reports.
Okay. Thanks, Abhimanyu. Yeah, it was very, especially the report what you shared screen. It really helped us. Next, I call upon our counter, Toastmaster Brijesh. Can you please help us?
Sure, Toastmaster Engelbert. So can I share my screen?
Please.
Yeah. So I'm sharing my screen. One thing, I'll just give a brief summary and then allow everyone to go through it. One thing which I wanted to, applaud both our prepared speakers, Toastmaster Harsh and Glenn, like they prepared it so beautifully. I was not able to listen to, kind of any crutch sounds, any filler words. The one tagged against Harsh is for the table topic speech, not for the prepared speech. So it was very good. And Glenn, Glenn, as evaluator Engelbert pointed out, had proper spaces between the paragraphs, when he was explaining. But I felt a couple of places, the pauses were too long, so probably could have, reduced it. Yeah, that's it. Bearing the prepared speeches, the report for our counter report for everyone is over here. And I feel like every time even I take up our counter role, I feel a lot of time when you come up for impromptu speaking, so table topic speaking, because you're still trying to summarize the content in your mind. The time between that is generally used for by putting out crutch sounds like or repeating a few words. So yeah, that's it. I'll just give 30 seconds for everyone to go through the report. Yeah, so I believe everyone has gone through our counter report, and over to you, Toastmaster Engelbert.
Thanks, Rajesh. And to help us not only to regenerate on a Sunday, we would like to call upon the grammarian Sikandar to please help us with the report.
Thanks, General Evaluator Engelbert. So I'll be sharing my screen for the points. So yeah, so there were a lot of, first of all, it was a very charismatic and memorizing and rejuvenating experience for me with the way all the people presented the points, and there were quite a lot of people who have used the good words, starting from Vishal, who used charismatic, lifetime adventure, and Akash also mentioned a lot of words which are there present on the screen. And I'll just give 30 seconds for everyone to see my screen and go to the words. Yeah. So the word of the day was used by Toastmasters of the day Joy by 2 times. One time the general evaluator Engelbert used the word, and Ashwin used it once, and twice it was used by me, Toastmaster Sikandar. So over to you, Toastmaster. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
No problem, Sikandar. For me, only took 7 years to learn my name, so it's totally fine. Yeah. So I think thanks for all the report, and I think if I'm not mistaken, now I have to take the seat of general evaluator summary, and I would like to start first with the Sergeant of Arms Vishal. So if you can just spotlight on Vishal, so that would be helpful. So for everyone to know. Yeah. I could say Vishal is that person who has multiple hats and who's ready to take up any role anytime with a smiling face. Yeah. And despite of all these responsibilities, he has still ended up traveling so much. Yeah, that's a very good thing. Thanks, Vishal. So first thing is, I think I like the way you welcome, you're calm and all. Of course, you could have done a slightly in terms of welcoming, probably use a little different style which you always had done earlier. Yeah. Then the kind of transition you did where you welcomed yourself for the preceding officer was a very smooth, it was a little hilarious also. So you brought that kind of a light note that, and as a presiding officer, you did an extraordinary job. Yeah. Starting from the way you brought like you shared your screen, you showed the image of your vacation, and then you joined. So you were preparing stage for the TMOD. So that's what I liked. You're already playing keyboards, now be ready for. So that was a very a nice thing. And again, your questions, I always am a great fan of the way you make the guest feel so comfortable. Especially the first timers. You speak to them, and at the end, you just abruptly don't end. You always say, okay, we will get back to you at the end of the session, and you get back to them also. It's not that you just say by your words, but also you do by your action. So that's obviously something which we all need to learn. In fact, I should say you're the benchmark of in terms of welcoming the guest and starting the entire session with a positive note. Yeah. After that, we'll come to the tag roles. Okay. So and then I think last I'll keep it for the TMOD, because too many things to share about TMOD. Yeah. Tag roles will start with Abhimanyu, the timer. Yeah. Yeah. If you can just help me.
Yeah.
Spotlight on it. The best part, what I liked about you, Abhimanyu, is that is it your first time?
Yeah, this is my first time.
Wow.
And actually, I said no when Vishal approached me, but then why not? Let's do it.
Wow. as a first timer, I think you did exceptionally good. And why I'm saying it is because when you started with a quote. Usually you don't see this traits in a first timer. So that was something which you brought in so beautifully. So that was thanks for that quote. And from that quote, then you went into sharing your experience. And then, well, rules. Only thing is, since it's first timer, I think it's too much to ask for. Also, is that the rules you can explain in your own way. Okay, it's not compulsory that you need to read out that you can make it in your own words, just as long as you cover the points. Yeah, so that is one thing which I saw not only in yours. I think in most of the tag roles, my common feedback was please be relaxed when you read the rules. It's not compulsory, it's not yeah, so you can explain in your own words. And only one thing, I don't know whether I should say it or not, maybe the timer, I think some reason you could not share the seconds, no, when people were speaking, there was some reason you could not share.
Actually,
the
I intentionally did that because in the previous meeting, I find it a little distracting when someone is speaking, the timer is going on. So I intentionally did that. But I think the sharing your virtual background is a better choice rather than sharing the physical card. So next time I'll take care of this.
Correct. And see why I'm saying no, because when see, like even I spoke, like in a table topic, and even while giving evaluation, the thing what happens suddenly when I see that card, oh shit, that means my minute is over. Whereas when that counter is there, when I have that time, so I know, okay, 50% time is still left. I can, so it will help me. And second, we usually share the screen, no, when the timer screen is always shared, so we can see you. Anyway, so those few things you can work on. So say as a first timer, we have no this thing, but overall the way you speak comfortably, confidence is very good, Abhimanyu. Keep it up, and I'm sure the next time you take a tag role, I'm sure you will be much more evolved person. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
The next one is Brijesh. What more can I say about him? He's you're so encouraging. In fact, you have given me the feedback before I start my evaluation. What is the area I have to take care? I know. So this is the thing which I always say, and Brijesh pointed out exactly, not only on the table but on a personal chat also. He wanted to help. He really wanted to help us. So that's a very good attitude as a Toastmaster, and I think so. We should clap for you, because that is our main purpose, not just to give feedback, but also to the purpose is to help one another. Yeah. So thanks. Again, I will not repeat that rules you can make in your own words. You can the best part what I liked is about that 30-second. Looking at you, I think others also started copying that. I give you 30 seconds to share my screen. You look at the report. So it gave us all it gave all of us the chance to go through not only but overall what are the areas where we need to improve. Yeah, so it's a very good idea, Brijesh. Thanks a lot, because usually we tend to rush, finish our part and rush. So you were very calm and controlled. So you had entire control, and I think looking at you, even Sikandar also picked up that trait. Yeah. So thank you, Brijesh.
Thank you.
And now we'll go to Sikandar, the grammarian. Yeah. I think so. Rarely I have seen people selecting the word of the day which is relevant to the theme. And the word what you chose is, I think, fantastic. Yeah. Probably more people could have used it, but this was something very relevant. Something with your experience, because Joy was asking again and again to share about experiences, and I think your word of the day really helped. I think one more point which initially you brought in was the virtual travel. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, 45 minutes from 11 o'clock till 11:45, everybody was speaking about their travel journey, their experiences there. At 11:45, here comes Mr. Sikandar, bringing the virtual aspect, the 2 years what we lost in physical, you brought that thing out. So that is something which is adding new ideas from that routine. So I really appreciate that point. Yeah. And then obviously only thing, the area of improvement, was your report was slightly short in terms of verbal. Although everything was specific and all, probably you could add a little bit more of your observations, because this is a chance for you also to improve, to present. So that's why we have roles, right? We have roles so that we also get involved. So that little bit more involvement, not but overall, I feel you're very comfortable with the system right now, and you always start with something new. So please come up with such kind of, like, we call it out of the box thinking. Please continue that. Thanks. Thank you. We also have the polls with us, so you can please best auxiliary roles. So now I come to the prepared speeches. So the first prepared speech was by Harsh. What more can I speak of Harsh? We have already seen him. Every meeting we've seen the benchmark which he has been raising. If you can just share the spotlight with Harsh, because we want to see the same smile, what he did at the transition, the kind of comfort level. This is the, I know it's very easy. So the kind of that expression in his face, his eye movement, and when he's thinking, the eye movement is away from the camera, then again it comes. It's a very nice professional, of course, I missed a little bit personal stories of yours. I really missed compared to the previous times, especially the offline where you had a lot of personal stories and then you connected. So that is one thing which I missed in today's speech. But overall, it was, I think, fantastic. So thank you. Thank you, Harsh. The second speech, I think, Glenn, I've already given you the feedback. So I think I'll directly jump to the evaluator one. So the evaluator one was Ashwin. So if you can just share the spotlight with Ashwin. Ashwin, I think your background is, I think, matching the theme, so that again makes adds to the beauty of even before you open your mouth. Second is, I think your nature is itself calm. So I think that shows when you're but there's also a slight thing which you have to work on it because of the calm nature. I think also the flip side is that it may look, in terms of expression, like I'm talking about visuals, it may look to be a little monotonous in terms of your expression, like so when you're giving negative feedback also, you're the same expression as positive. So that one small, obviously it will come through practice, and also the tone, the excitement, and then suddenly, those things were slightly missing. Those are the small aspect, but compared to the 90% of Ashwin, what I saw was actually your content. So I just was mesmerized, because today my role as an evaluator too, and general evaluation, I was a little bit thinking how so beautifully someone can evaluate. Your contents were like very bang on, and even the suggestions what you gave was not only to the point, but again with a tone that somebody can, not only Harsh, but each one of us can take it. So that is something which I really appreciate. So keep it up, Ashwin, and we will continue learning from you. Thanks. So I think I think the last person whom I have to evaluate, and the most toughest part, any guesses? It has to be Joy. Firstly, thanks, Joy, for choosing a topic, which is masaledar, which is something very, very close to each one of us. There's, I think, nobody who did not speak. I think everybody spoke, and so that's the key point where you brought a theme. Okay. I think one person I missed is Shreyans. So please forgive me. So before I come to Toastmasters, please forgive me. Shreyans, table topic master. So Joy, I'll just come in 2 minutes. Shreyans, I'm really sorry. You're a timer and I should respect you. Otherwise, have to face the consequences. The best part, what I liked about you, is the choice of topics. You brought in a lot of variety, because being travel, Joy has already covered, I think, 90% of it. So for you, it was a really tough spot, and Joy being a very experienced and very, expertise in that. So it was a challenging for you, Shreyans. So I have to be a little liberal when it comes to, but your smile, your openness, and especially, what I really appreciate about you is when you ask a question, when when you get the response, you also compliment that person or you compliment the answer. So it's not that you said, aha, okay, thank you, we'll go to the next. You did not, so that is something which all of us need to learn from you, Shreyans, which I find, that the best part, being a newcomer, I think you're already in the league of, extraordinary people. Yeah. Few things which I would like to, add the same thing, the same into and the same formula, what you used post the person answering. I want to see that, or I didn't see it in when you're introducing the topic. Okay. So the same introduction, you directly went to the topic, cut. It was like a cut. The topic is cut. So slightly the same thing which we used to do earlier. So you already know that. Okay. It's only I'm trying to bring awareness. Continue the into. Okay. Continue the kind of complimenting that positive nature. Yeah. So overall, I think hats off to you, Shreyans. Yeah.
Thank you.
So now we'll come back to Joy. Yeah. Yeah. Escape the ordinary. Yeah. That exactly is the definition of joy. Uh, One thing is, I think I've never seen, I think, so, at least in my tenure of my Toastmaster, that somebody giving link, getting the feedback, pointing at that feedback or that pointing at that images, and then taking up and asking questions based on that. So you were very, it was everything was extempo of yours, that only you could take that risk, or because of your nature of taking risk, and which I could never, I think, even dream of. Joy, and one more thing which I really liked is your experiences. You brought different aspects of experience, like before traveling, what was the experience during the traveling, and so all these things. So I think thanks, Joy, for doing all these transitions, making it very very so actually I'm not worthy of giving you areas of improvement, because every time, Joy, I don't know whether others know that every time I take up any role like general evaluator or any role or anything, I personally ask you how how I was. So so only few things which I noticed. Okay, one was that the time was slightly, you could have managed the time, but I think this feedback comes to you every time, whether you are evaluator or whether you are so because it's, you have so much to share, so we can excuse you for that. Yeah. Second aspect is that why you went into a 3D dimensions of the experiences of the journey, like before the journey, during the journey. There were few aspects were repeated over the time, where you could have slightly, according to me, I can be this thing, yeah, because of my limited knowledge. You could have said, 10 something new friends you made with a stranger for that experience. Not just stick to place, location, and travel, but with travel comes friends. With travel, probably the hotel stay you came and that guy hoteler, you are in touch with those people still today, or probably the worst experiences of your trip and what you learned, or the moral of every experiences. So slightly, or probably your relationship with your spouse or with your family member during a trip increased or decreased. So that experience, so little bit of relationship, little bit of, you're getting my point. So not just only travel, but related the peripherals. It would have added. That was just my observation. Yeah, but overall, Joy, it was really, really, mesmerizing. In fact, there were times where I forgot to make notes or evaluate because I was lost in kind of, you were taking to a journey. You were taking us to a journey. Even somebody else traveled, but you brought in that, Yeah. So thanks, Joy. Yeah. So over to you, Joy.
Thank you, Toastmaster Engelbert. So yes, I'm probably not from this planet, yeah, so time is pretty relative. Okay, I had one more activity which I would have loved to go on and do. It was a Padlet of your travel playlist. So every once in a while when we start traveling, we have those songs that we listen to, but we are not going to do that simply because, yeah, time is of the essence. But here's what I want to do. I want to go ahead and leave you on this particular note. Okay, so I love watching a whole lot of movies, and I like digging out movies which have kind of escaped a whole lot of people. Okay, and this movie that I saw was a 40-year-old movie. It's called My Dinner with Andre. My Dinner with Andre. And the entire movie is about two people just sitting down, having dinner and chatting. And some of the discussions that they had were really insightful. I just wanted to go ahead and share this one little insight that came out from that discussion. So, this one guy is telling the other that I recently happened to meet an English tree planter. An English tree planter. So, he was 84 years old. He carried a backpack because all he did was travel. And he carried a lot of seeds, and that is what he did. He planted those seeds everywhere. And when I happened to meet this English tree planter, he went ahead and asked me, where are you from? And I said, I'm from New York. And he said, oh, that's an interesting place. So have you met a lot of people who are from New York and they say that they want to get out of New York? Have you met those kind of people? And I said, yes, of course, I've met those people. So why do you think that is? People want to leave New York and they can't leave New York. And he's, I happened to give him some different banal theories. But he said, no, I don't think that is the reason why. And he explained his reason of why people don't actually leave New York. He said, New York is a modern concentration camp. Okay, and it is built by the New Yorkers themselves. So they are the inmates and they are the guards. So they have this schizophrenia where sometimes they behave like the inmates and sometimes they behave like the guards. So they want to get out, but the guards keep them in. Yeah, and that is what stops them from escaping into that freedom. In the end, what he did was he had this little pine seed, and he happened to go out and give this pine seed to this person and say that, escape while you still can. Yeah, and I had to pause after that scene because what I come to realize is, be it New York, be it Mumbai, be it Chennai, Gurgaon, Kolkata, they're all concentration camps built by us. Yeah, so it's all one big prison. So the message still remains the same. I don't have a seed of a pine tree, but escape while you can. So thank you for bearing with me today. So over to you, Toastmaster Vishal, for the closing remarks.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Joy. Let's give a huge round of applause to Joy. I believe it was a fabulous session. I haven't really seen such an interactive session in a really long time. And I'm quite sure, Joy, you've done quite a bit of research, finding this portal and coming up with ideas, making it so interactive. I think practically each and everyone has really participated in this specific meeting, giving their thoughts and insights about their travels and everything. So it was really good to know everyone through their travel. So fantastic job there, Joy. And it definitely took me on a bit of a reminiscing trip as well, because sometimes when people are talking about their travel experiences, sometimes you also go and think about yours as well, especially if you've gone to the same place or had a similar experience or something like that. And definitely, even though it was a virtual sort of a travel journey that we did, it was definitely rejuvenating, and it has really brought in or given us a new bit of energy to sort of go to on a Monday and breeze through the next week as well. So thank you so much, everyone. And I believe we just have one last poll which is remaining, which is of the best three. So I'm just going to launch it now on the screen for everyone to kind of vote. So yeah, you should have it on your screen just now. So please take a few seconds to vote, and we'll have the certificates rolled out as well in the meantime. All right, so we will close the polls now. Thanks everyone for your participation. And before we give out the certificates, I would just like to go around the room and get some feedback from our wonderful guests. So let me check. Revati, how did you find this meeting? If you would like to share your feedback.
Yeah. Hello.
Yes.
It was very overwhelming for me. Like I was feeling a bit underconfident. Everyone was so good. Like I was really. I want to see at one point in my life to be like them. I really want to develop myself. I want to improve my communication skills, and I want to be like them.
Sure. Thank you so much, Revati, for sharing that. And I completely relate with you because it sort of reminds me of my first icebreaker as well, where I think I also just went a bit of blank, and it just comes with practice. You just need to keep practicing. It's just like how you ride a motorcycle. I'm a bicycle actually. It's not that the first time when you ride it, you'll be just going. You maybe fall once or twice, but eventually just keep doing it again and you will get there. So I'm really happy that you participated and would encourage you to uh, become a member as well so that you can improve your skills. Next, I would like to go to our guest Akash. If you would like to share your feedback.
Yes, thank you. Great meeting. This is the second meeting. The first one we had debate, which was also very interesting. And the topic for this meeting was really amazing. Everyone was able to speak. I think, yeah, having these general topics where everyone is able to relate to and speak is really nice. So love the meeting. There are so many things to learn from all of you. And yeah, really loved it.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot, Akash. Next, we have guest Tanuja. If you would like to share your feedback regarding this meeting.
So yeah, hi Vishal. So I had attended last time as well. Yeah, I don't have any feedbacks as such. I just loved every part of the well-organized meetup. I just have two questions. One is, 1 second. Do we get the
Sure.
recording of the entire thing?
Yes, so this meeting is being recorded, and at the end, we will be posting this on YouTube, and we will share the link with you so you can go through it or maybe share with your friends if they are interested. Definitely.
Okay, so it will be shared in the group once we join the main
Correct.
group. Okay.
Correct.
And second question was to Joy. How do you get those interesting backgrounds, and so what is your source of getting those interesting backgrounds?
You want to be inspired, Tanuja?
Yeah.
I'll make some space for you on that rock.
Nice.
No, I just Google them up and I use Photoshop in order to go ahead and fuse those pictures together, and then I use it as a background. So you can go ahead and do that.
Acha. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any app that you're using for the same?
No. So I just pick a few pictures on, and then it's all Photoshop. So I just go ahead and just fuse them together and then add them to Zoom. So
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Tanuja. And I'm glad you enjoyed the session, and thanks for those questions as well.
Yeah.
And yep. Last but not the least, we have guest Ajay. If you would like to share your feedback.
Sure. So the fact that all the participants are still, sticking around and, are present till the end of the session clearly makes it very much evident that the session was engaging. It was, rejuvenating, as well as the topics that you guys have chosen. The topic that was chosen, obviously, was very much relatable to everyone. So the environment that was created was very much friendly, and it uh, inculcates that motivation for you to go ahead and speak whatever is there in your mind, on top of your mind, irrespective of you making any grammatical errors or being very much conscious while speaking. So I like that thing. And second, it would be like much more fruitful if we do it, if we do such kind of sessions physically. So I'm looking forward to that as well. And obviously I'm looking forward to be a part of Toastmasters and grow through it with it.
Okay, great. That sounds really positive. Thank you so much, Ajay, for sharing that. And definitely, it's the physical meeting is on the cards. I'll be sharing the details just in a couple of minutes. I think that's all for the guests. So I would like to thank all the guests once again. And I'm just sharing my screen for the award ceremony. So let us all put our hands together for the awards. And the first one is for the prepared speeches. And the best speaker for today's meeting is, okay, hang on. Yeah, it's Toastmaster Harsh. So congratulations, Harsh. Wonderful speech today.
Thank you, Vishal.
Yep. The next one is for the table topics. I believe we have a tie here. And I would like to give a hint, which is a question with I think Engelbert. No, I think Shreyansh asked Joy who would his body be. So it actually both Joy and Engelbert, they are the co-winners for the table topic speakers. So congratulations to both of y'all. Next one we have for the best evaluator again goes to Engelbert. So Engelbert's on a roll today. Next we have the tag role. So the best auxiliary role player goes to Toastmaster Brijesh. Good job there. Brijesh, you're really evolving. So I hope you come up with your icebreaker speech soon as well.
I'll connect with you today.
Yeah. Fantastic. And last but not the least, the best of three, of course, it's no surprise. Toastmaster Joy has won it by big margin today. So again, Joy, what a fantastic theme you came up with, resonated with each and every one of us. And I was really thrilled to see such an amazing participation and an interactive session. So with this, before concluding the meeting, I would like to share a quick few updates as per our president, Sarika. So first things first is regarding the renewals. So all the members would have received the email regarding the renewals. So 15th September is the date before which we need to renew our membership. Please get in touch with Harsh if you have any questions, or even myself or Sarika. We're happy to connect with you if you would like to know anything further regarding your membership. And next week is when we are targeting to have our physical meeting, which will be the second physical meeting, and it would likely be the same venue, the Don Bosco School. We are still finalizing a last couple of bits, and we will circulate the information in the group chat as well. So please keep an eye on that for more information to come. And actually, Sarika and I, we were toying the idea of having an icebreaker marathon. So we have quite a few new members who joined pretty recently, and it would be really good to have at least 5 to 6 of them, the new members especially, who not yet given the icebreaker speech. So it would be like a nice marathon as well. And you have almost almost 7 days, you can say 6 to 7 days to prepare, and it's all about yourself. So I don't think it should be that difficult to come up. So we'll be looking forward to that. And the last thing is about the orientation. So yesterday we had the new hire orientation, wherein I believe Shreyans and Sikandar joined. However, there are still a few new members who've not yet attended the orientation, which is actually pretty important to sort of make sure that you guys get your pathways enrolled. And it's quite important for you to kind of kickstart your Toastmasters journey officially, so that you can sort of make sure you get all your levels updated on the Toastmasters portal. And the last thing which I want to just quickly add is regarding the moment of truth, which we circulated the feedback form this week. So thanks everyone for getting it back to us on time. We are working on it, and probably in the next meeting or so, Sarika and myself, we will be sharing with the inputs and the result of that with everyone, and how we can make this club even better. So with that, I would like to call this meeting closed, and I would like to encourage the guests to just stay back. We have Harsh, VP membership. You can just have any additional questions that you may have regarding the membership. You can definitely ask us. And thank you everyone once again, and wish you all a wonderful rest of Sunday. And we'll definitely speak to you all, everyone, next Sunday now. Thank you.
It was a great meeting, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Great meeting.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Guests can please stay back. We'll have a small discussion after that.
Thank you,
Sure.
everyone.
Thank you.
Hi, so I guess it's just the guest right now. I hope it was a good first time session for all the Toastmasters.
Yes, yes, very much, Harsh. I thoroughly enjoyed the entire session. Yeah.
Any questions, Revati, Akash? Akash, it's the second time for you. How was it for you?
Yeah. No, it was really great. I think, yeah, I'm pretty clear on the pathways as well. So I just wanted to know, once I've registered, membership is done, and how do I go about the pathways? Do you suggest that I pick one first? Because I'm interested in two of the pathways based on the content that's there.
So you should start with one, and if you feel that you want to go with two pathways, you can always pay additionally and start two pathways together. But I would strongly suggest you should pick one pathway first and see how it is going, and then come up to a second pathways.
Okay, and so once I've picked a pathway, I'll get curriculum, I believe, and then so in the next meeting or whenever the meeting permits, I have to prepare a speech.
Correct.
Okay.
There is no as a specific deadline to prepare a speech, just by your convenience, but we advise that at least every alternate weeks you should participate with your project. Otherwise, your project would get a lot delayed.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, sure. And do you also get an assigned mentor? Because I read something about the mentor.
Yes, you do get. All the new members and all the members who are new, they get an experience and a senior member who literally tells them how, because you don't get lost because it's too many things together. So he'll properly guide you with everything, he or she.
Okay. Great. Yeah. Those are the only things that I wanted to know.
How was it, Ajay? Hi, Ajay, you're around? How was it for you, Revati?
Yeah, it was very nice. Like
I'm sorry.
Happens.
Okay.
It was very new to me. I like the format, how it is conducted, and yeah, I would like to be the member of this group.
Sure, I'll connect with you soon.
Yeah.
Yes, Ajay, you were saying something.
Yeah, actually, I was unable to click on the unmute button. So I have a question. What are pathways, and could you give
Send
more
you a link
details about
also.
mentor?
So pathways are basically how you select your course or a curriculum. This
Okay.
you have to decide on which parameter you want to learn to. So you might have heard the prepared speeches. Everyone had selected one pathway. Someone had a pathway called as presentation skills. Someone can have a persuasive influence. So mine personally persuasive influence. You can decide your own topic which you want to get. It can be human, presentation skills, confidence, it could be leadership, whatever you decide. There are 10 to 15 pathways, which is one of them. I'd also send you a link on WhatsApp as all the list of the pathways and in details what it covers. So then once you decide you want to become a Toastmaster, you have to select one pathway, and accordingly you will get your course curriculum.
Okay, and second question is how frequent are the physical meetings compared to the
Currently
virtual
it's
ones?
once a month and 3 times of online and 1 time offline, but tend to do more of offline and less of online. Slowly you'll see we'll slowly move on to 2 offline meetings, and then slowly 3, then 1 time will become completely offline, because now we all know that COVID has gone and not want to have our own learnings. So slowly that will happen.
Okay, so each region has its specific independent functioning, or they are interlinked. If suppose if I'm not able to attend a session in Borivali, would it be possible for me to take up the same session?
You can't juggle between clubs, but if you
Okay.
permanently shift to a different place, like you take at least 15-20 kilometers away, then you can take a formal transfer. So if you are shifting from Mumbai to Delhi, you can take a transfer to Delhi club. And then you can continue at Toastmaster.
Understood. Right. Okay, understood. Thank you.
So Deepak is also here. Deepak, any questions? Welcome to your first day of Toastmasters. I guess Deepak is not around. Any other doubts or any questions? Akash, Revati, Tanuja, or Ajay?
Yeah, hi Harsh. So I have a question. So I've sent you for a request for sending me the form and going ahead. Yeah.
Going
So
ahead process doesn't require a form or something. I just need your details, and once I get your details, I'll register you on the official website. And from that official website, you'll get your login ID and password via email, and then you can take it forward. So I'll send it to you personally via WhatsApp today.
Okay.
In fact,
Thanks.
all four of you, I'll send it to you.
Okay. Thanks.
Cool. Hope to see you all soon becoming Toastmasters and decide to change yourself and improve yourself. You have already done the hard part